Having finished painting my first set of minis, I decided to try painting something fairly different, so I got myself some Necrons which I plan to paint with a weathered metallic finish. One goal I have going in is to try out some different painting techniques, such as dry brushing to build colour as opposed to standard layering. I start out by building up layers of increasing brightness to create a sense of depth on the model. As I get to the higher layers of the base coats, I become more selective in where I apply paint, focusing more on raised sections and edges that I want to catch more light. With my base coats down, I mix Runelord Brass with Screaming Skull for the next layer. I specifically target the raised sections like the spine of the Necron and the ridges of its armour with this lighter tone. Next, I move on to the tubes running from his spine to his Gorse rifle. I first apply a coat of Screaming Skull to create a bright foundation for my light effects. While it dries, I take out my superfine brush and carefully do the same in between the vertebrae and on the points of the eyes. I then come back through and dry brush several layers of dark metallics onto the Gorse rifle to help distinguish it from the rest of the model. My goal here is to push the gun into the silver range as opposed to the bronze of the Necron's body. I then return to the tubes I prepared earlier and apply a couple of coats of green contrast paint over the top. The brighter base coat shows through just enough to make the green really pop. Seeing how good the green looks, I find myself incredibly unhappy with the rest of the model, and I'm not exactly sure how to fix it. I decide to try building more depth through highlighting. Along the way, I paint the joints and innermost parts of the body black in order to create distinction and help break up the model. Since I'm unable to figure out how to fix the main model, I run away and work on the gun instead for a bit, cleaning up some of the details and filling in the Gauss effect. I also colour his eyes while I'm there. finally get tired of trying to do all my metallics with the dry brush and decide to paint some traditional edge highlights. I immediately realized that this is what was missing. With the body fully highlighted, I return to the gun for some touch-ups and highlights of its own. I start painting the base here, but unfortunately the rest of the footage regarding the base got corrupted. Finally, in order to create the weathered feel that I initially set out for, I apply Nuln oil to the armor of the Necron. I'm very careful with my application of it, pushing it to the sides of the armor plates but not letting it run over the edges. I found that doing this creates a really cool effect that significantly darkens the armor while simultaneously accentuating the highlights. I then make use of this effect all over the model. I even apply tiny amounts of Nuln oil to the ridges on the sides of the vertebrae. The effect is really subtle, but super cool. And so in the end, here's the finished result. I realized about halfway through that I had accidentally mimicked the box art of this one pretty much one for one, but I don't mind. I'm thinking about using the other models in the kit to experiment around with color schemes in order to find one that I want to paint a whole army in. If you've got any suggestions, let me know down below. Until next time.